Welcome to our video workshop on the RAW module. The RAW module is in the professional version of every Accelerated Vision photo program, and we're going to take a look at it and how it works and what you can do with it. I'll open an image here using the history browser, and here's the image I opened recently. There are different ways of reaching this RAW module. One option you have is to use the menu to call up the RAW module. Here. And you can also select this button and open the RAW module, or you can press F4, which we've already seen in the menu. That's right here. So we'll open the RAW module and take a look at everything this new window contains. The display settings are located here at the top, and the image metadata is just below them. So you can see the aperture, exposure time, ISO, resolution in pixels, and the megapixel size. And right below that, you see the histogram area, which contains the brightness distribution and the RGB distribution of the image. And further down, you can see the HSL values and the RGB values, which are under the cursor. And you can use them to compare colors and before-after comparison later. The image protection feature is below that, and you can remove individual elements from the calculation here. And use Protect Sky Blue as an example and display what happens now. We can use this button to display the masking. Everything that appears dark now does not play a significant role in the calculation, and everything that appears light does play a significant role in the calculation. That means, depending on what you select here, the program generates a soft masking that reduces the calculation accordingly. And we've set that back to default, so we can take a look at the other areas. This is the actual main area, and here are the individual categories and areas for image processing or raw image processing. This raw image processing is not just for camera raw images. You can edit any image you've uploaded here. It doesn't matter whether it's a camera raw image, an HDR image, a JPEG, or a BMP, whatever you want. You can process any kind of raw image data loaded here.
If we take a look at the white balance area, which is the first category, we can do several things here. But before we do that, if you select the category on top here, it'll be the only thing displayed, meaning you have a bit better overview. If you want to perform a white balance, you can select the pipette here, for instance. And you should always choose a medium gray area for white balances, a color neutral area. I'll click on the street, and we can see there's a slight correction. Red correction 135, green correction 135, and blue correction 137. That means the street was slightly bluish. You can hardly see that in this example, but the program definitely carried out the white balance. You can also do this using the presettings here at the top. You can also choose a slightly warmer display or a cooler one, whatever you prefer. And the next category is the area. The next category is the area for denoising and sharpening. You can use it to do everything to the image that relates to noise. And here we have the color balance area for black and white correction and color balance in general. And the area exposure, which has various functions, and the area structure for details. If we increase the clarity, we can see more details right away. And the next category is for color filters. Let's see what happens if we add a red filter to the photo, for instance. That is to say, a red filter like the one you screw in front of a camera objective to filter the red light. If we intensify the red filter here, everything containing red, meaning everything that is reddish or yellowish, becomes lighter, and everything with no or little red becomes darker accordingly. You can use a red filter to darken the sky for landscape images, for example. Let's leave a little bit of that red filter in place. And the next category is for colors, color dynamics, and color corrections in the chromatic aberrations area. The next category is the color palette area. You can intensify the sky blue color here, for example, and maybe we can use royal blue to play with blue a little more. And the next category is very large and relates to image distortion, which is to say corrections to the objective, horizon, and perspective, as well as trapezoid corrections. So everything you need to correct converging vertical lines. And if we take a closer look at the image and zoom in a bit, we can see the horizon. We can see the horizon here. The street isn't completely straight. So let's use the horizon picker here. Press the left mouse button and, keeping it held down, draw a horizon line here and release the button. The program automatically straightens the horizon for us. Then here at the bottom, the automatic fit function is active, so the program automatically ensures the image always fills the entire area. Then we also have the special effects category. It's for options like haze and fog correction, saving highlights, reducing veiling glare, polarizing filters, and aging effects. Once we've finished configuring all the settings here, we can apply them to the raw image in our memory. And I'll press apply to do so. And once I do that, the program asks if we want to save this setting now in the camera profile. And you can see it above here. It's created automatically. That is my Canon EOS 77D at ISO 100. And we could save all the settings that we've configured in this profile if we want to. I won't do that just now. And now all the settings from the raw module are applied to the image. And that is now the new quote-unquote raw image in the memory, which is the starting point for further processing.